What's up? Dennis here, Analog Archives. Alright, gonna take it back today to some fucking underrated thrash. Some of my fucking older videos. I think I have like one or two. No, I definitely have more than two underrated thrash videos, but there's so many bands that fucking got the shaft, man, back in the day. So let's take a look at some of these fucking bangers you should check out. What we're jamming, got some fucking Holy Moses, Reborn Dogs, and yeah, man, this is from '93. Brutal thrash from Germany. There's the guys chilling. Female Loco, Sabrina, yeah, man, all their shit fucking bangers. So check out this one, Holy Moses, Reborn Dogs. Just check out Holy Moses, because they don't get enough love. Which I mean, I get, like, back then there were so many bands coming out. It's hard to, like, pick a band. Especially, Holy Moses was not... I don't think I ever saw Holy Moses in my record store, so... I'm sure the distribution, I mean, this is on, like, WVR Records. That's, like, probably not distributed pretty well. Very well. Anyways, so we're going to talk about some records that I think kind of, like, got overlooked, especially during the day. You have so many releases coming out that these records just kind of got lost in the mix. What we're drinking here is an 805 Cerveza by Firestone Walker. Yeah, 805. Not a fan of the original, like the regular lager. I don't really like that beer, and it seems to be a beer that, like, when people ask me, like, hey, what kind of beer you like? And I'm like, oh, I like IPAs or whatever. And they're like, I like IPAs too, 805. And it's not an IPA, dude. But I mean, I get it. It's like it's Firestone Walker. It's a little bit underground, not underground. I mean, it's a little bit lesser known label than, like, say, like Budweiser and stuff like that. So I get it, but this is actually a decent beer, and it is brewed with lime. So imagine like a Pacifico or Modelo brewed with lime. It definitely has some bite to it. So I would give this, a good Cerveza rating. That's like a 4.5%, so it's not high as far as that goes. But I mean, if you're gonna go buy a fucking Corona tall can or something like that, just buy something like this. And I like the white can too. Gotta love that shit. Alright, let's get started. First band, these guys were from fucking Chicago, and this is Zoetrope, Mind Over Splatter. Look at that cover, man. It's just got a guy, like, levitating on a skateboard. This is a badass fucking record. 93 from Chicago, and these guys were like thrash metal. Sorry, it's a cutout, so I don't have the full cover, but you can tell by what the guys look like. Half the guys are like, yeah, dude, Biohazard's fucking cool. The dude in the middle is he's stuck in fucking mid-80s. He's just jamming fucking Annihilator every night or something. But that's kind of what it sounds like. Mix of old school thrash with, like, Biohazard, which is pretty cool. Yeah, man, this shit, it's a great record that probably a lot of people haven't heard. If anybody's ever heard Zoetrope, first two records are fucking classics as well. I just pulled this one because it really got kind of lost in the mix, especially coming out in '93. There's a little Battle Warrior on the back. Cool thing about this is it actually has a fucking Megadeth song on it called New World Order that Megadeth kind of shelved. They never used it, and they gave it to Zoetrope to use. And like I said, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's Zoetrope, but yeah. So that's a pretty cool version. I think on Hidden Treasures they re-released, or released the song. Megadeth did. Both versions are pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, they didn't. It seems like they would like release it as a single video or something because it was Megadeth, but I don't fucking know, man. I never fucking realized it was a Megadeth song. So yeah, check it out. Check out this record if you like you like New York hardcore, early New York hardcore from the '90s. It even has a song on here that uses the Punisher intro that Biohazard uses. I think it's Guilty by Association. So check that out. That's both songs are about. I don't know if they're about Punisher. I mean, kind of one of my favorite comic book characters, honestly. But yeah, the Dolph Lundgren version is what's on this and on the Biohazard. So if you like both those bands and you like thrash, check this record out. All right, up next we have this band, Tortured, Storm Alert. These dudes were from Texas, and this came out in '89. Which is cool about this, it's a bootleg, but I specifically bought this version because I wanted the original recording. Because I think in like 2003 or something they re-recorded the record and put it out, which I also have. But I like the old school production on this one better. And this also has the original EP, Terror Kingdom, on it. So it took me a minute to get this one because it was kind of hard to find with the original recordings on it. But yeah, man, this is a badass record. It's totally Venom, Slayer, Destruction, Worship on that record. Man, it's so good. And I do have the original EP, Terror Kingdom, on cassette. Whiffs of the Antichrist on this. Terror Kingdom, I mean, just check out Terror Kingdom. This has a song called Power Metal on it. Just fucking ripping old school fucking thrash metal, man. If you like any of those bands that I mentioned, Slayer would be Show No Mercy, Venom, yeah, man, just fucking check it out. Really fucking good fucking thrash metal. It has a song called Sleigh Ride about like Santa coming and like killing people, like S-L-A-Y ride, Sleigh Ride. It's fucking a sick song, man. The intro's funny, and then the song is just a banger. So many good fucking songs on there. Definitely one of my favorite records that nobody really talks about or knows about. But yeah, Texas fucking thrash. Speaking about Texas thrash, up next, Agony Column. Gods, Guns, and Guts. These guys are self-proclaimed hellbilly death metal onslaught. Yeah, it's not death metal at all, but man, this album, dude, so original for '89. Yeah, songs like Snake Bite, 666 Guns, Fiendish Plots, Dead by Dawn, Bag of Bones, Walk the Night. Man, this album, I mean, this came out, what, a year before Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, but they've already got the gimmick going on before that came out with their hellbilly jams, and they're from Texas. I mean, yeah, you gotta hear the guitar solo. This Dimebag totally stole off a lot of shit from this fucking record, and it's funny, like nobody fucking knows about this record or fucking like even knows. I'm sure this guy, I mean, you have to think, like, you have to go back to when Pantera were like a glam metal band. I mean, even when power metal came out, which is, I believe, '88, they sounded nothing like what they sounded like on fucking Cowboys from Hell. And this sounds like this is their inspiration. Well, not their inspiration, but I think this is Dimebag's inspiration. I think Anselmo's inspiration is Exhorder. So I think these two bands put together were basically made that record. Check this out, man. This is a fucking ripper. The guitar sounds wicked fucking heavy on this shit. It's like there's like so much mix of like thrash, speed metal, new wave of British heavy metal on this. I mean, it's all over the place. Check this one out if you haven't. I mean, it's kind of a hard record to find. You can get it on Discogs for pretty cheap, but it's gonna be like probably a cut corner or something. It was hard to find. I mean, got lucky finding this at like a record show for like $5. But yeah, check this one out. They have another album too I really haven't listened to, but check this one out, man. If you like fucking just energized fucking thrash metal, fucking speed metal, like bands like fucking Coven and that kind of bands, check this one out. Alright, here's another one, man. Nobody talks about School of Violence, We the People. So, I mean, what you're getting from this cover, right, is, okay, well, it's a crossover record. And I think this came out in 88. 89. Oh, wait. Yeah, 88. 88 on this one. It has a weird sound to it. It doesn't sound... I mean, it does have some crossover elements, especially the vocals, lyrics and stuff. Insert, We the People. But it definitely has a more... It's a more straight thrash metal record. If you like bands like At War, Motorhead, it's right along those lines, but with like a crossover edge. But yeah, check this one out from '88, man. No one talks about this one. It's a banger for sure. Speaking of another banger, shit, man, we're just fucking right along here with Doomwatch, Symphony of Decadence. Now this cover, dude, who's gonna buy this record? Kind of a shitty cover. There's a guy's, so you can tell it's probably gonna be pretty good. Guy's wearing like a fucking COC shirt over here. You got a Metallica shirt. Kind of know what you're getting. This is a fucking ripper, dude. Like Slayer mixed with like Cryptic Slaughter. That's what it sounds like. So like Rain and Blood with Cryptic Slaughter, you get Doomwatch. I think this, if this had a different cover or was like somebody ever talked about this record, I mean, yeah, I mean, check this out. Super underrated fucking shit. Record label's a weird label. Strict Geek, I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Strategic. It's on Strategic Records, so probably not super distributed. But yeah, from '89, Doomwatch. This is a fucking gem of a fucking thrasher. Alright, up next, DBC, Dead Brain Cells, from Canada, dude. Yeah. This is actually getting a lot of love now, as far as like people talking about it finally. But yeah, man. Banger on some Combat. Yeah. And year was 87, dude. This is like a perfect mix, and I don't want to say, I mean, just because it's from Canada, I don't want to like talk about Voivod, but there's a heavy Voivod influence as far as like probably more of a Dimensions Hatros vibe to it, especially with the bass and some of the way the song structures are. But then it has a lot of Nuclear Assault vibes on it too. So I would say, like, if you like Nuclear Assault mixed with Voivod, check this one out. The second one's good too, Universe. I love that record. But yeah, this is a fucking banger. And it's just, a lot of these records too are just they're so emotional, as far as like, you have to feel that shit when you listen to like a lot of these thrash records, and you don't get that these days. So these were just like, there's a lot of live feeling to the records, like a atmosphere that gives you like you're seeing the band live, or what they would sound like live. They're not super overproduced and not underproduced. So. All right, here we go. Up next, Uh, Holocross. Man, this fucking is a fucking banger. These dudes were from, I think these guys were from Chicago too. I did not write down where they were from, but I think they're from, oh no, they're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Holocross. Man, this album, look at these guys. This guy's got, I can't, with the plastic on. This guy's got like a blade on the end of his guitar. The singer's got like Wolverine claws. Man, shit, dude. Check this shit out. If you check out one of these records, I mean, check this out. Holocross. Fucking ripping thrash, dude. Shit. Kind of mix of all sorts of stuff, but they sound original. Bombardment's a fucking killer song. Warpath is like fucking an answer to Anthrax Indians. But without like the lame vocals of Joey Belladonna. Beehives about bees. Seizure! Goddamn seizure! It's a badass song. Murder Cycle, Manslaughter, Drill. I mean, fuck, dude. This is a fucking banger of a record on New Renaissance Records. This came out in, I want to say 88. It came out in 88. Yeah. They have another album after this called Hypercost, which is pretty badass too. But definitely check this one out, man. This is a fucking hidden gem. This band should have been huge. But, you know, there were so many bands at the time, I get it. Up next, we have Cabal. And this is Midian, based after the Clive Barker novel, which they ended up doing Nightbreed based on. This is Killjoy. Killjoy's band after his debut with Killjoy. This is on Dark Descent. I don't think this was ever released. There's no photos or really anything in here. Just on black vinyl, but yeah, if you can track this, if you like brutal thrash, if you've heard the Killjoy, it does come with a poster, I guess. If you've heard the Killjoy record, it is along those same lines, but a lot better produced and a lot more brutal sounding than that record. But it doesn't sound like Necrophagia. So that's what's cool about this record. It's just a brutal fucking thrash record. And it came out recorded in 1990. Came out, I don't know if it ever came out on a record, like I said. But the Killjoy album came out in 1990, so it's kind of confusing. I don't know what was recorded. Like they recorded these at the same time. I doubt it. I'm sure the Killjoy was recorded probably in 88 or 89, and this album was recorded probably in 90. Because you can definitely tell. It's like a lot of the same band members as Killjoy. Like the guitarist and I think the drummer and Killjoy, obviously. So, but this is just like a progression from Killjoy, from their like Barria type thrash to more of a brutal thrash record. But man, this thing fucking, it just bangs. Midian, Dark Desires, Images in Blood, Chaos Theory, Nocturnal Rain, just a fucking banger of a record. Definitely check this out if you like brutal thrash, mix of like Testament, Demolition Hammer, that kind of stuff. Not so much Demolition Hammer, but it's on the more brutaler side. Yeah, just check it out. All right, up next we have another band from Canada. Amorous Pieces. Man, this album, dude. This band got super hyped back when they were coming out with demos. And for some reason, it's on gray vinyl. I think it's on Holy Roller Records, or High Roller Records. they re-released it. Well, I don't think it ever got released. So, um, yeah, this is fuck, dude. If you like Dark Angel, Darkness Descends, this is like a mix of that and Sacrifice. The first Sacrifice album, I would say. And I'm not just saying that because they're from Canada. That's just what I hear. There's the guys. Super hyped up when it came out as far as their demos go. It was supposed to get released on Everrat. For some reason it didn't, so it just got shelved. And it came out in 88. It should have come out in 88. Man, check that fucking record out. If you like any kind of like heavier thrash, even has like more of the Don Dottie vocals. But yeah, like if you like the early Sacrifice stuff, Torment and Fire type shit, and Darkness Descends, you're fucking set, man. That album, it is so good. I mean, it's a release that should have been like fucking hailed in the day, and I'm sure it would have been if it ever fucking got released. All right, last up, Sacrilege, BC, Berkeley, California. Too Cool to Pray. Yeah, that's a fucking lame album cover. It just has like a weird like face on the side. It's so bizarre. Yeah, and I try to cut off the hype sticker for some reason back in the day, but so different than their first Party with God record. This is more almost technical thrash. It's so like off. A lot of the rhythms are super like off, like disjointed and stuff. And I know a lot of the guys, I think, were on drugs during the recording of this. I think that's why the band broke up. So you can definitely hear, like, I mean, even songs like Snake Pit and Between, Where Are We Going, Too Cool to Praise, I think should have been off the first record. It sounds like that. Feed Off Me is a badass song. Ripping Apart. Just some really good fucking bangers on this. This album gets no love. The first album does, which I agree with. But this album's it's a really good like thrash record. Bay Area thrash record that gets not a lot of love, and it should. Really good fucking thrasher. Like I said, it's disjointed, and it's something you need to like listen to a few times before you can get used to it. I think I went into this record thinking it was going to be another Too Cool to Pray. Or sorry, not Too Cool to Pray. Party with God, and it was like I was like, oh, this album's weird. I don't like it. So I kind of, but I kept with it for some reason, and I'm glad I did. Fucking killer record, killer Bay Area thrash record that everybody should check out for sure. But anyways, all I got. Coming back with a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff lined up. Got some streams lined up. All sorts of stuff. So take care. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.